So it's very important, and I talk to teachers about this all of the time as an instructional leader. It is very important for the teacher to state the objective. And the attention span is about 5 to 10 minutes. And whatever it is that the teacher needs to embed in the wiring of the brain, it should be in little chunks. So you give a chunk, you explain it, I do it, then we do it, and then they do it, and then they do it on their own. So I do it, I explain what it is, and then we do it. And then they do it. They do a collaborative part of it, and then finally they have to do it on their own. So while they're doing all of these things, then I am assessing. I was trained by Dr. Ruben Feuerstein in developing the developed cognitive functions of children or an adult, but I'm talking about children right now, and also looking at those that have not been developed. So as we are going through, let's say, word awareness, I'm looking at focusing and perceiving. Are they focusing? Are they perceiving? I have my little chart and I'm writing down with every child's name, I'm writing down where they are. Do they understand systematic searching? Are they able to look at new objects and understand it? So I'm not all engaged, I'm engaged and they're engaged, but I'm also assessing, teaching explicit, systematic teaching that I'm assessing at all times.
Thank you for checking out this video. Are you getting enough value from it? You see, this video was created for the purpose of adding value to you. So if this video make any sense to you, let me know in the comment section below. I'm interested in understanding what you take away from this video and if it makes sense to you, so we can provide more. Now let's return to the video.
Phonics. Now we haven't talked about phonics because that's the next step. And then from phonics, we move into fluency, and then comprehension and vocabulary. So comprehension is the last one. Comprehension is the heart of teaching and reading. And so those are the big five that we move along this continuum. So we have to assess the kids to see where they are. In kindergarten, most of our kids are at the first stage, which is phonological awareness. So those are the steps that I just took you through. And then from there, we move into phonics. And there's 6 basic patterns that we teach kids with a strategy called spot and dot. When we do that, kids are set for life. I can go into a high school and the principal said, we have these kids who are not reading at grade level proficiency. And I can take them, start at the phonological stage, which is the cognitive stage. And by the end of the month, they're reading. So those are the big 5 that I moved through. And by the time we move to comprehension, which we're kind of moving it throughout those big 5, because this is comprehension. But let me go over those again. Phonological awareness, phonics, fluency, vocabulary, and comprehension. Those are the big 5. So they've got to be able to hear it and see it. So they've got to hear it, see it, then they've got to associate it, and then they've got to be able to expand it. That is the plan that you will see in my book.
When you were talking, I was having a kind of curiosity of mine that how do you keep the children attention on you, on what you are doing, so that they learn and they follow you? I understand that the children, they like to learn new things, but also they are sometimes very distracted, no? So how do you keep the engagement and the attention on the learning?
So it's very important, and I talk to teachers about this all of the time as an instructional leader. It is very important for the teacher to state the objective. And the attention span is about 5 to 10 minutes. And whatever it is that the teacher needs to embed in the wiring of the brain. It should be in little chunks. So you give a chunk, you explain it, I do it, then we do it, and then they do it, and then they do it on their own. So I do it, I explain what it is, and then we do it. And then they do it. They do a collaborative part of it. And then finally, they have to do it on their own. So while they're doing all of these things, then I am assessing. I was trained by Dr. Ruben Feuerstein in developing the developed cognitive functions of children or an adult, but I'm talking about children right now, and also looking at those that have not been developed. So as we are going through, let's say, word awareness, I'm looking at focusing and perceiving. Are they focusing? Are they perceiving? I have my little chart and I'm writing down with every child's name, I'm writing down where they are. Do they understand systematic searching? Are they able to look at new objects and understand it? So I'm not all engaged. I'm engaged and they're engaged, but I'm also assessing, teaching explicit, systematic teaching that I'm assessing at all times. Now, at the end of the 10 or 15-minute lesson, when I look at my chart, my assessment chart, and there are children who are still not getting it, then that's when I move into project-based learning, where I have a big theme. It could be neighborhoods, it could be families. And so they're either drawing or they're copying or they're working on those skills that we worked on in the past. And then I have a table called the College for Knowledge table. So I may call you to the back table and say, I want you to come back. I noticed that when we were doing whatever activity, this is what you were doing. So let's go over that again. And then I move again through that targeted intervention of I do it, then we do it, and then they can see I can see if they can do it on their own. So it's that systematic process, and I'm targeting the instruction. So it's that process that makes the big difference. And you can't overwhelm them. 5 to 10 minutes, and you are assessing what is going on with them.
Now, tell me about the role of visible object to teach them, or what you might refer to as visible learning for these children. How important that might be for you to make the learning more effective with the children.
Well, that visible learning, it is to be all and in all of the primary students' time in the classroom. Everything has to be visible to them. And that's what I put in my chapter. That's what chapter is that? That is chapter 3, observing visible meaning. And that's when I was chatting with you about having my cognitive function assessment sheet. And as they are working through the activity that I have taught, that I do it, we do it, they do it, which is a collaborative effort, and then they have to do it on their own. That's the visibility that's going on at all times in the classroom. And I'm assessing all of the time to make sure that their thinking is visible. There are researchers called Tan and Tan who said that if teachers know how they think, then they can identify how their children think so that they can move them to think on their own. Now, thinking on their own is the work of Vygotsky, who says that children need to be moved to independence. So all of the time, every time I'm in front of my kids, working with them in small groups, working with them one-on-one, which is tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3, I am always assessing their thinking. And I always want them to be in a conscious level, because if they're unconscious and just going through the activities, they're never going to get it, or they're having fun. Yes, I want them to have fun, but there is a reason for all of the activities. They need to be able to go through the 5 steps of
I think in chapter 2, you title it Acknowledging that it is all about the brain. What do you mean by that? Could you expand? Hi, and thank you for checking out this short clip from Obehi Podcast. I'm Obehi Ewanfo, the host of the Obehi Podcast. This short clip was created from a full episode where we dive deep into this conversation. To see the entire video, all you need to do is to click on the link in the description of this video. Now, while you are there, I want to share something with you quickly. Are you a purpose-driven entrepreneur? Do you want to cut across the noise and attract the right audience, leveraging the power of storytelling? Now, pay attention. I'm currently working on a signature program to help you own your story and stand out for the competition. It's a 5-step journey to help reshape your professional and business narrative so you can drive success and stand out in the competition. And in less than 90 days. The link is what you see on your screen, academy.aclasses.org/story. Now, this is what we have understood. Storytelling is the most powerful instrument that is known to man. And this is what this could mean to you. You could either choose to own your story and leverage it to amplify your message and whatever you represent in this world, or some other person could own that story. The choice is yours. So why don't take advantage of your story and use it wherever you are, whether you are in business environment or you are a professional individual who want to be able to build your influence and leave a legacy behind because you represent something. You are owning your story. You are somebody whose story is important. So the choice again is yours. Now let's get started with this short clip.